Let me just start off by thanking you for joining us today. And I want to give you both an opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself. And we'll start with Sapphire.
Okay, well, what's up, my friends? My jewels and gems. My name is Sapphire Super. I am basically the creative business behind Super Records ENT. I recently, maybe like 3 years ago, really started getting into music myself and getting on the mic. I rap and I sing as well. And GK Super really it does like the engineering, the mastering, the beat making, the mixing, and like just making sure that the levels and the lyrics and the sound is phenomenal. I'm usually the one that usually puts like the cover art together. I put the ISRC codes, the tracking, the copyrights. Like I do all the business stuff behind the scenes, but also I'm very creative. I'm very uh, in the scene as well. I like to be behind the camera, but I definitely can be in front of the camera as well. And I dance. I love fashion. I created our merch, our logo. You know, we represent today. And yeah, so I love crystals, which is why one my saying usually is my friends and my jewels and gems because I love crystals. I love all things frequency, energy, and just like glitter. You know, glitter and cute stuff like that. So that's pretty much about me.
This is GK. I'm an artist, producer, songwriter. Very, very creative. We've been developing our brand for a while, and like I'm just a person that's willing to take the extra mile to be able to get anything done that we need to get done. Like any vision we have, any dream we have, we always make sure like I'm the driving force. Like I'm gonna put everything on my back to make sure whatever needs to happen is gonna get done. Like whether it's the financial situation or whether it's like basically backing her up for her ideas. I make sure whatever idea she has towards the business is always gonna be done. Like whether it's connections, whether it's just motivation. You know, I make sure she's motivated because she's so smart. You know, and I'm just like the power force behind Sapphire's ideas.
So you guys are a dynamic duo that the Super Records Entertainment is like a super creative machine, if you will.
Right.
Yes.
A machine. Okay.
That sounds good. Yeah.
It is. That's what it sounds like to me. So let me ask you this. What is it like being an independent label versus being signed to a larger conglomerate? What are the benefits to being independent?
Well, I would say firstly is you get your own creative freedom. You can you're not so confined or limited to a certain look or a certain style or a certain sound. You don't have to stay in a certain niche per se. With our particular sound, our genre, we kind of dip and dab into like rock, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of pop. You know, so I feel like we can kind of move how we want to move. I feel like that's a great benefit as a
flexibility.
Yeah, as a creative, you want to be able to express all your emotions, all your feelings, all your ups and downs, all your your emotions. So if you don't have that flexibility, then you don't really have the creativity to really express your ideas and your feelings the way you really want to. And I feel like having an independent label for yourself is catered and customized for you and not something that somebody already has established and is putting on top of your look or your art. You're building it as you want to go.
Independence is the big thing then, right?
Yes, definitely.
And then you have more creative control, not only in that aspect as like the artistic side, but the business side too. You be able to control your masters. You're able to actually understand the intricacies of any business thing that's going on when you're actually trying to put out your music. You're going to learn about copyrights. You're going to learn about like all the marketing things, and it means that whatever you actually gain from your ventures, you also get to get back either double, sometimes even more than that, just depending on how you set up your business, like whether it's a LLC or an S corp.
Okay, now I know this is a tough question, but it's a creative question. And with you all being the brains behind everything, this may be difficult. You may have the same answer too, but if you can think back over your whole catalog, GK, I'm gonna start with you on this one. What is your absolute favorite piece of work that you've ever done, like of all time? And why?
It might be. It's been a minute.
That was a good one. Yes, and that one we haven't even dropped officially on YouTube for our Super Squad just yet. We did. It is on other platforms like Spotify and Apple. But yeah, that one was a good decision. I might actually agree with you and say that one too.
I like it, and I chose that one because it was something that was made from scratch. Even though I do work with Phantom Mob, there's two other producers that I currently work with right now. But this project was made specifically by me, and it gave me a chance to start working on my guitar when I first started doing guitar lessons, and I'm singing on it, and I really like to sing too. As much as I like to rap, I like to sing. It seems more natural when I'm singing than it is rapping. Sometimes it's more thought out when I'm rapping. When singing is involved, it's more feeling it.
And I think with that specific song, your lyrics and your storytelling was so phenomenal. It was such a vibe, and it's so relatable, and it's so simple though, but it's so relatable, and like the feeling is there. So I was like, yeah, this storyline, and this, like, it makes you want to be with your significant other or your lover or somebody you're missing. Like, it's a vibe, and then it has at the end of it has a whole guitar solo that's just, I was like, yes, GK, yes.
And I was basically writing it because I was about to leave on a plane where I wasn't going to be around her for a while. And I wanted to write her a song before I left.
I think it was actually the longest we've ever been apart. I think it was like 2 weeks or so. Yeah, he was leaving on a flight, and I wasn't gonna see him for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and that's when he wrote the song.
I love how you talked about the feeling of the singing versus the rapping part. Rapping, you've written the lyrics, you know what you're going to say, but the singing, especially with you being new to guitar and playing a solo at the end, that means you were probably really vulnerable on that. Tell me about vulnerability as an artist and being okay putting that out there.
It kind of comes with the territory. When you are putting yourself out, you're going to be exposed to a lot of different viewpoints from other people. Like, people are going to see parts of you that you may not necessarily want them to see, but I think that you have to have tough skin in order for you to be able to be in this type of industry in the first place. Being vulnerable to me is natural because I'm a very honest person, and I don't mind people getting their own perceptions of me, whether good or bad, because I've already accepted who I am. And, it's nice for people to accept me, but my mom always told me everybody's not going to like you. So it's just something that I've already come accustomed to and already accepted.
Yeah, and especially because we are an independent label, and developing this is a huge learning curve. Learning, period, which is what we're here on earth for, is life. Learning is a vulnerable place because you don't know something, and then you have to learn it to get to understand it or learn it, and then you might actually learn how to do it and not get it right first couple of times.
Nice.
That's vulnerable. It makes you look like you're making a lot of mistakes, or you don't know what you're doing because you really don't, and you're just winging it. It's just a part of the process. It's a part of growing, and it's a part of learning something you're really passionate about. Like, even like you were saying about the guitar, if you don't know what you're doing all the way, then you might make some mistakes, and people are always gonna criticize those things. But the fact that you're confident enough or even passionate enough to put it out still with the mistakes and with the vulnerability on the table, it shows so much like courage. So it shows like your heart, it shows your passion, and it shows that you're human. Vulnerability shows that you're human, and we're not robots out here. We're not like,
and they even make mistakes.
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of like, it makes it more relatable to me. I feel like being vulnerable and accepting your mistakes, accepting your growth, and watching the process, it's beautiful to me. It's a part of the art.
And it's like falling forward, like you're failing forward. Yes. Like the progress is still showing. Like, even if you get 1% better because you made that mistake, you're gonna be able to capitalize on it the next time you're actually willing to do that. So I feel like every loss is still a win too. Like, even being vulnerable, it still shows like you're willing to take a risk or a chance that other people are not willing to.
That answer is so impactful and powerful, especially because some people feel that vulnerability is a weakness, but it really isn't. It's relatable. people press play on your stuff because that takes them back to a time where they know exactly what you're experiencing because they felt it too. And I love the fact that you guys are willing to try new things, like you said, Sapphire, and just if we don't know what we're doing, we're figuring it out. And like you said, GK, failing forward. The 1% thing is really big because people look at steps. Some people think you should take really huge steps, but 1% is forward movement, and it helps you the next time. So speaking of that, what are some things that you all do to constantly perfect your craft along the way?
I would say we check in a lot with each other. We if we're not feeling comfortable or we're not feeling motivated or confident, we kind of always check in with each other and kind of get the baggage or anything about life or stresses out the way to kind of stay focused, to stay motivated, to keep grinding, and stay as organized as we can be, as setting a schedule, setting things to check off our list to make sure we're progressing and we're continually moving forward.
Right.
It's just certain little things. I think what we do, we have such a long history and a really strong bond. I feel like that's very important in a business partnership, in a relationship, just to be able to have a certain connection and a bond where you can love each other and you can work together, if that makes sense. Like you can really appreciate their emotions and their setbacks, but you also see their strengths and you help build upon their strengths. Like we both definitely has weaknesses and strengths, but he knows my strengths, I know his strengths, and we're able to kind of make sure we're both pushing forward and using those strengths to better each other and our brand and just our daily lives. So yeah, I think that's what our main goal every day is, to try to check in with each other and make sure that we're focusing on tasks. Because some days are better than others, and some days we want to just lay up and cuddle and just not have to have to do anything, and that's okay too. Sometimes we need breaks, but we get right back on it. We get back on task, and we handle the things that need to be done at least that day.
Yeah, it's like a checks and balance type thing. So like even if I'm making a song and she's very critical of my music too, so like it makes it where I gotta be on point, and I make some mistakes sometimes, and I'll tell her I appreciate you telling me this because I probably want to change it, or I'll go back and do something where she was like, I think you could do better. I know what you could do, but it's like being the creator and being critiqued and having to listen, to be a listener and not just the artist or not just a producer. It's hard. So sometimes like she can hear it first because it's like you're still in the creative mode. You're making it right now. So she's like a very good checks and balance type thing, like on both of our ends, where like if I'm falling short, then she'll tell me. If she's falling short, she'll tell me, and it makes it easier to do because like the communication is more understood instead of being so harsh. It's like I know this person, I know what they're capable of, and I care about them, so I'm gonna be able to work this in a way where they're gonna understand. Where I'm not trying to be too harsh. I'm just trying to make sure you give everyone your best.
So I love the fact that both of you guys bounce off of each other and nobody even looks at the other one. You just literally pick up where the other one left off without even looking at each other. That is so beautiful. But there are some pros and cons to being a couple and also working together in business. So share with us the top. I take it that you've experienced a couple of those ups and or downs. So tell us the number one pro about working with your partner.
Kind of like what you just said, everything just flows. Like we kind of just, because we're not just best friends or partners, we're intimate, we have a relationship, we're everything to each other. It just flows better that way. It just like it's so natural. It doesn't seem like it's scripted. It doesn't seem like it's fake. It's like because we're in a relationship, everything is just
happening.
Yeah, it's just happening, and we're just going with the flow, and it's like it's so fun. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's more like we're growing together and we're making mistakes together. We laugh at our mistakes. Then we fix them, and then we just like it just makes it more like I don't know, just entertaining. And we are entertainers, so it just makes it more entertaining to just like, oh my God, like we could pick on each other, we could fight with each other, we could laugh at each other, we could cry together. Because we're already so vulnerable and connected with each other, it makes the music more powerful, it makes it more vulnerable, it makes it more lovable, because that is where the foundation and the source of our relationship comes from. Then it kind of can spill into our business, into our music, it just kind of all comes together like that.
Right, that's facts.
Yes.
And this is like it's an experience. It's like I think like even us doing this, like creating together, like is making our bond closer. I think that everybody has the feeling where they want to be close to one person. Like you have one person that understands your dream, one person that understands your vision, and it's just cohesive. It's like we used to call each other like each other's twin flames, and it's like
we still do.
Like she has a fire in her and I have a fire in me, and it's like whenever hers get hotter, mine get hotter, and it's like it just make it where the bond and the business is catching on fire at the same time with our relationship. So it's really crazy. Like it seems like the closer we get in our relationship, the more we turn up with our business, because it makes us happy, and when we're happy, we're willing to create. Like let's go do something. Let's go make some fires. You know.
Yeah, but and like. In contrast, like with like you're saying, this is like the pro, but the con could be because of some of the, if we're not connected, then business is not happening. Things are not getting done. When we're not okay, when we're not really being nice to each other, we're not being friends first, or we're in an argument or in a fight because of that, because our connection and our us being connected matters so much. When we're disconnected, then things will fall apart. You know what I'm saying? So that's the con of it. But
the good part is that we never fight for long.
Yeah,
like we're never upset with each other for very long. So like maybe like tops maybe an hour, and like one of us is gonna be like, damn, like maybe I was wrong or right. And then it's like we make up, and then it's back to business. So it's like I really like that. Like I've never had a relationship where I could actually have someone that was mature enough to say maybe I was wrong. So it makes
so that does matter. Making sure you choose a partner who can apologize and can admit when they're wrong. It speeds up the process more, so you're not in those arguments or in those disagreements for so long. But you will have disagreements, and we definitely have had our fair share. But because we're mature enough and we love each other enough, we know what's riding on our relationship, we know what's riding on our hearts or our minds or even our business. We know that, okay, why am I upset? Why am I even taking this time to be petty or being this? I know we need to do this, this, and that. I know that he feels this way, or I know she wants to make sure she gets this done. Why? We just need to go ahead and connect back to one another and make the things that need to be done and get it done. You know what I'm saying? So we know, we see the bigger picture, and we see the totality of it. The little things don't really bother us as much anymore. I think it's because we've been together for so long. But that's definitely some of the cons that can affect being in a relationship and then being business partners. But as long as you can, see the future and see the complete purpose of your relationship and what you're building and what you're looking and striving for, then the little things they seem so minute. They don't seem as big of a deal, So I think I think the pros outweigh the cons, to be honest.
Right.
That's a good thing. That's what you want. That's how you want it to be. So when one of you is having a down moment, how does the other one pull the other one up?
More than likely, if I see she's down, I'll start like messing with her. Like I'll start
laughter,
like kissing on her, or I'll start like tickling her, like to make sure like you're not gonna be sad around me, like because it's like we're still like best friends and stuff too. So like it's like I can't stand to see her sad. So I'm always checking on her or making sure like do you need something? Like I might rub on her or whatever like that. Like give her words of encouragement until she's like realizes like it's about me and you. Like and normally it's not if we're down, it's because of outside sources. It's never usually between us. So it's that's like crazy. We are constantly reminding each other like we had each other at the beginning. It's gonna be like this. People are gonna look at us certain ways. People are gonna like try to interfere because they're not achieving the level of success or have the hard work and dedication or the type of relationship we have. So like some people try to sabotage it, and we just have to remind each other like why we worry about them anyway. We was down by ourselves. Ain't nobody came and looked for us. No one's checking in on us or anything. So why does anybody's feelings or opinions or anything matter? It's just about me and
so you. We always remind ourselves we only got each other. And at the end of the day, like I think that's what's so beautiful about it, is because we have the bond that we have is us first, because we had nobody in the beginning, because nobody saw what we saw, which is our vision. So we have to make it come to life. We don't expect everybody to understand what's going on in our relationship or our minds or our goals. Like, we see the vision. So because we see it, a lot of people will try to not believe in you or discourage you, but we kind of always just pick each other back up by reminding ourselves that whatever anybody else is trying to infiltrate our relationship, because usually, like he said, like, it don't really be us mad at each other. It could be outside, so it could be something external. It's usually not us irritated with each other or us mad at each other. We're usually irritated about something I just did or went to go do, or he went left and was talking to somebody and he got irritated with that. And then, that energy, you bring it back to your significant other. It's usually that, but we always kind of like dismantle all that and realize, oh, we're not really mad at each other. We mad at this or that, or I just need this, I need that. Usually
sometimes it's a listening ear.
Yeah, you just need somebody to talk to and just get that out, vent to, and just express it, get it out, and then you'll be okay again. And that's usually what happens with us. Like, usually I'll just ask him if he needs something or he wants something. It's usually food or something to drink. You need me to rub your head.
I'm hungry right now, guys.
Yeah, just anything. Like, usually you just offer what you know that they like. And for us, like, we kind of know our love languages already. So that's very important. I would say in relationships is to know how the person receives love. We both like physical touch. So like he said, he'll tickle me or rub me, or, I'll rub on his head. So, and then like communication is definitely our strong love languages. So just the certain stuff of just knowing your partner, and when they're down, how to pick them up. It becomes something easy, and you know how to just make them feel better. I don't know. It's just, you just got to learn your partner.
So you guys have talked about adversity, experiencing that together after not having anyone but yourselves. Without naming names, tell me about a situation where you had to overcome a stumbling block in your business building.
Shoot, I would just say homelessness. Homelessness was a huge stumbling block. We didn't have any really support, or, so we just really was sleeping in cars. We were still like creatively, we were in our minds and in our hearts. We were still making songs and stuff like that, but we had no real foundation to support the business, support anything, because we didn't have the things that we needed to actually be able to push this stuff online, or we just kind of was just ideas, just, back and forth. Yeah, it was all in our heads at first. And that was kind of hard. It stumped us for a while, because it's like, how are we going to get this going? How are we going to get this to make money? How are we going to get people to notice us? How? And we just never knew the stuff that we needed to do. And then it wasn't until we started our trucking company. That really killed like 3 birds with one stone. We had a place to stay. We had income.
And we was mobile. And we were able to get out of the place where all of the people that could have helped us, that didn't help us, were at. So it allowed us to not like feel all of the negative pressures and energies of what we were already experiencing that was keeping us down.
Yep, like, let's just leave. Let's go to another city. Let's go to another state. And it was so easy for us to we can go to another state, make money, get away from the negative energies, plan, and meet new people, network. It's like, it just allowed us to really venture out and be in a completely different realm, a different world with different energies and different people. And it wasn't until like we like the trucking industry, I know most people know, is a really good industry to get into as far as like income, and it's a good paying hard work. It's hard work, but it's a good paying job, and it allowed us to really just stack up so quickly and get right back on our feet until now we have all the equipment we needed. We were able to actually establish our LLC, and we were able to really get everything organized because our foundation was secure, and we were able to kind of really build upon that by actually getting into the stuff that we needed to do. So that we wasn't behind, and all of our ideas can actually be manifested, if that makes sense, because we had the income to actually afford it, to actually make it happen.
And usually it's people outside of your dream and your vision that are the biggest obstacles, because sometimes people are not gonna be happy that you know yourself and you're so sure of yourself, while other people are still trying to find themselves. And they might be like, it was people that was homeless around us when we were homeless that are still in the same place. And they've watched us like go from the bottom to the top, and they're like, wow, like, can I be a part of that now? Or can I do that with y'all now? Like, knowing like we had a plan, like all of us can work together to get out of the same situation. But people want you to do the hard work, and then for them to be able to eat off of it. And it makes it hard because you don't want to be mean or anything, but you want to actually like admit to yourself too, like, we had to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
I was willing to do the things that you wasn't willing to do. I was willing to sacrifice things that you're not willing to, whether it's like hanging around the same people or making excuses. We couldn't make excuses.
Right. Exactly.
We had to literally become our own superheroes.
Facts. And that's why we call ourselves super, because we had to save ourselves every single day, sacrificing sleep, sacrificing the nice car, the nice this or the good food. We went and actually like sacrificed a lot of things that everybody else does to cope or does to get away from their emotions, and we went through it. We just literally dived right in instead of trying to go around it, instead of trying to ignore it. We got to deal with it. We have to go through it, and we did it. And it's like when you finally do it and you build that confidence and that strength within yourself and within your significant other, it makes it more powerful. And then you realize that other people don't deserve what you built because they didn't actually decide to actually go through that with you. Because we needed cameramen. We just say, just hold the camera, just do this, just do that. I ended up having to hold the camera. He had to hold the camera. I had to edit. He had to edit. Like we had to all do it all ourselves when we could have all just done it and supported and helped each other. I would have earlier. Yeah, we could have had the team earlier. We could have done everything faster. We could have had popped out more content. We could have done this when we were younger. It was like a lot of stuff could have happened, but nobody was willing to actually put in the work and do it. So we actually just literally did everything behind the scenes by ourselves. So
and we held each other accountable. Like that's one thing that I think other people wasn't willing to do for themselves, and that it's really more outside sources. It's like within us, we always are looking at each other and being real with each other. Like I know you could do this. I know you're gonna do it. I know you're strong-minded. I know you got the capability now. Like, are you gonna do it? And it's like I look at her and I'm like, I can't fail in front of somebody that looks that looks that highly of me or sees me that high. And I'm like, if I have to be a superhero because this person sees me as that, then I'm gonna be a superhero. So when I look in the mirror, I'm gonna see something better than even something I might have envisioned for myself. And I feel like we put pressure on each other to actually keep going to the next level. And it's like, it's beautiful, man. It makes it where I'm constantly seeing growth in myself. I see parts of me that are being shaped in ways that is being redefined better than I thought it would be. So it's like I'm seeing somebody that is actually like, they say you're not supposed to like build anybody, or it's like the cliche thing. But if you want somebody to really understand you, if you want somebody to be like their best version, you have to help build them.
Right. A lot of people want it already done, already fixed, already ready, especially when it comes to relationship. They want a man that got it all together, got everything, and they are a woman that already is independent, got her own this, got her own that. And it's like, I don't really see how you guys can really grow if you have everything and you're already everything. It's like, where's the experience and the growth gonna happen if y'all are quote unquote already perfect? It's like, if he has, what is it, the 80-20 rule? If he has 80% of what you are looking for, take that, and then maybe he'll even get to 99% of what you're looking for. Like, help build somebody. I don't understand why people think that you're just supposed to be a complete package. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has it all together, and we all need help. So why not help somebody that you love or that you actually have a connection with, and be like, you know what, I can help you with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it started when we was younger. I was helping him with his hair because he really wanted to grow his hair out. Right. And I was like, okay, well, I know how to braid. I know how to do this. Like, just come over my house every 2 weeks or every week or whatever, and I'll just do your hair because you actually want to grow your hair out. Then help somebody instead of like, well, your hair look dusty or your hair look busted. Like, or I could just do your hair for you. You know what I mean? Right. Like, if you need help, we should be able to help each other. And I feel like a lot of the times that's not what people are really focused on. They're just focused on the outcome. What's the end result? What's the end result? Does he already got it? Does she already have it? So I think that's mainly the main thing about staying connected and staying together and making it work is growing and accepting the flaws and the weaknesses and focusing on the strengths, though.
I think what you were saying, it makes so much sense. A lot of people do hate I hate when they say that too about he better have it all together, she better have it all together, because you miss out on that laying the foundation together. You miss out on making the memories, because even though sometimes are really tough, when you make it to the top, you want to be holding the hand of the person who saw you all the way
At the
down.
bottom.
The person who, because it's difficult to decipher people's motives after
Exactly.
you've already, I'm at the top. Okay. Do you like me for me, or, are you here for another reason? It is much more pleasurable when you are holding the hand of a person who saw you when you were down, out, somebody who's lifted you up, and somebody who you had to lift up. So it sounds like we're talking about a music company today, but there's an empire at the end of all this that may be more than just music. So tell me a little bit about, where do you see yourselves? I mean, we know the music, we know you're talented, we know you're both creatives. We've got merchandise, we've got music. You've mentioned a trucking company. Tell us, like, I see a multi-million and, dare we say, billion-dollar corporation because of your attitudes of being able to get in and do what you need to do to elevate to the next level. So these are the last couple of questions. I want to end on a really high note. Where do you see yourselves empire wise? At the end of the day, when you guys are 100 years old, looking at your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids, and y'all in that house sitting on your rocking chairs, what will you have built at that point?
I would love to hopefully build a inspirational empire that not only inspires people through music, but also inspires people in their relationships, in their day-to-day um, goals of connecting with other human beings, of actually um, building and accepting people, and actually like just loving life. I feel like, even though, because music to me is life, and music is like emotions in sound, if that makes sense. But I want people to really actually, without even listening to music, to be able to tap into their emotions and be able to connect with people on a level bigger than just, like, I don't know, bigger than music. Like, I think because we're in a relationship and a lot of people have relationship issues, it would be so inspirational for us to be able to tap in and help other people come together, as a woman and as a man, just really kind of like find themselves through their partners, or just find themselves through what they love to do. Like, I see it bigger than music too, but maybe like movies, like
Definitely movies.
documentaries, like I don't know, like it could be.
When she asks about empire, I think about building the next Rome,
Yeah,
the
okay.
the, the next like real like
Community.
place, like where we have land, and like we redefine what we think reality is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people are able to look at themselves and actually see like um such greatness in themselves, that you have new inventors, people that's actually starting to create things that's never been seen. People are coming up with ideas that coincide with other things that make a revolution, where people are able to see the beauty into families, and having structures at home again, like actually creating movies from real life scenarios, because like that's something that I really want to do right now. It's not like you're trying to create because I feel like a lot of the things that happen naturally in life is the creation part, the process. And I feel like you have to find a way to be able to capture it where people are still willing to be themselves. So like, maybe like, I wouldn't say like the Truman Show, because I feel like that's a little extreme. I want people to know like what they're getting into, but like I want life itself, like even like the small like details of certain things, to be able to be broadcasted, so we'll start paying attention to the small things that we used to, like going outside and smelling the flowers, actually like hearing the birds in the morning chirp, and paying attention to it, and knowing like nature is talking to you, and being able to like use technology to benefit us, but not so much so where we're not connected to reality or the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just mentioned nature. I saw Sapphire's eyes kind of open when you said that. What is your favorite sound in nature when you walk out of the doors in the morning? Musicians and people who are in an industry where it requires your ears to be alerted to things outside of what regular people are listening for. What are sounds that catch your ears?
Me specifically, like he already talked about birds chirping. I love the sounds of birds, but water running too. I love water. I love the sound of like a waterfall, or like even rain. maybe even just waves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, it's soothing, it's peaceful, it's like, it kind of calms my emotions. And then birds chirping is like, it's very energetic, and like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, look at them, like, it's like, it's very fast and cute and bubbly. So it's just kind of two different sides of nature. But I definitely just like those particular like sounds. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's the
to
water
enjoy.
for me. It's the water for
Water, you like water?
me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
just nature period is just beautiful. Like, if everybody would have just like really appreciate nature more, I feel like anxiety would be disappearing, depression, like all the elements of human life would just be gone if people would just like accept and appreciate and love nature more. That's what we are. We're natural nature beings. Like, we need to be outside.
Facts.
A lot of stuff is just can be simplified and cured by just a walk outside.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I particularly, I know you were saying about sounds, but I'm really in love with sunsets and sunrises. So like one of the things, I don't know, it just does something to me anytime I'm seeing a sunset or sunrise. I feel like I don't know how to say it. Like God is showing me how beautiful the world really is.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna let you see it for a minute, just so you can fathom like how beautiful the world
and
really
take in
is,
this
and
moment.
take it in. Yes,
because it's like sunsets and sunrises are like, they're fleeting. Like, you don't get there on time, you're gonna miss it. So it's like, oh, it's gonna be already set. It's gonna be already, like the whole sky's gonna be lit already. It's like, if you don't get that one moment, if you're not there at the time, it's like, it makes you appreciate every moment, and time is precious. And you're like, wow, I got to really witness it, how beautiful it was. And then it's gone. So you gotta be there again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get back there again tomorrow. It'll be gone. So
okay, I love that. We're gonna have some fun as we go out. We're gonna have like a lightning round. So only one of you is gonna answer each of these questions at a time. So I'm gonna start with Sapphire and just give me the first thing that comes off top of your head. Okay.
Okay.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince.
Okay, GK. I like the way your eyes are looking. Okay. LL Cool J or Cannabis?
LL Cool J.
Sapphire, Patti LaBelle or Aretha Franklin?
Aretha Franklin.
Okay. GK, Al Green or Teddy Pendergrass?
Al Green.
Top three. I want to start with GK on this one. Top three rappers of all time.
All time?
Yep. Top three, dead or alive?
Tupac, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Sapphire, same question. Top three.
Oh wow. First, okay.
No, you know what? You can give us artists. Give us your top three artists of all time.
Okay. I would say Aaliyah. I would say, dang, I like Lil Wayne too. I'm gonna say Lil Wayne. Dang, this is really hard. I'll probably say Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I think that both of those questions are really tough to answer. It's like, oh my God. Many. Because you have 2,000 more people you can mention, like Eminem. Like, come on, like, deserves to be in the top 5, or artists of all time. There's some people who are so underground and underappreciated that still deserve to be at the top. So I like
I try to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I just try to like encapsulate like that whole aura and the vibe that I get from these artists, not just their music. If that makes sense, like, because I know even us as artists, I know we're not just our music.
Right.
So it's like, it's so much more that goes into it that I'm like, okay, how does this person make me feel? Like, what is their aura? What is their vibe? What is their aesthetic? What is the way they dress, the way they move, the way they talk, the way they their mannerisms, everything. But then of course, what is their sound, their music? What are their lyrics like? What do they like? So it's a lot that goes into it. So that was very hard.
and I feel like it's harder to do like artists overall is different. Like when you're a singer than you are when you're a rapper.
Right. Yes.
So it's like if I was to choose a different like as singers, my singer would be totally different than anything just as an artist, as a rapper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like Luther Vandross is one of my favorite singers.
Yes, I love Luther.
He's just like phenomenal. He has this song called "A House Is Not a Home." It's just like it gives you chills
Right.
every time you listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So like Michael Jackson, like that's why I was like, then he chose Prince. But I love Prince too.
I know. That's why I
I
had to
love
choose
Prince.
one.
I love Prince, and
then your name is Prince too. He used to go
yeah.
by Prince, so I couldn't help it. It's like,
but I started dancing because of Michael
Jackson. I know.
So it's like he just has a.
See, that's one thing too. Like that's why it was hard, but it was like I slick do like Prince a little more, but Michael, because he can dance.
Yeah. You went for our next on that one.
Okay, so as we end, I want you guys to tell us, number one, what we can look forward to, and number two, where to find everything.
I would say the next thing you can really be looking forward to is more YouTube, more videos. I guess
Hard is on the way.
Hard, yes, which is our intro to our YouTube channel. Our song is called Hard. You're definitely gonna be looking forward to that.
You can find all of our platforms on superrecordsent.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for Sapphire on IG, it's gonna be _Sapphire. Mm-hmm. Mine is gonna be The Real GK Super. YouTube is gonna be Mr. and Mrs. Super. Mm-hmm. We're definitely working on projects right now because we have multiple songs that we're about to be releasing very soon. Mm-hmm. We have a big vast catalog. Mm-hmm. We have a song called Pull Up that Sapphire is going crazy on, mm-hmm. that we're going to be doing very soon too. Yeah. And on Spotify, y'all know it's GK Super. Mm-hmm.
Got a playlist on there. You can definitely add to your favorite playlist. All of our songs are on there. We're also going to be starting a TikTok, probably called The Supers. Hey. And so we're looking forward to that.